All right, so it turns out that in the most recent update that dropped literally just yesterday, there was a pretty surprising change that didn't get mentioned anywhere in the official patch notes. No post, no sneak peek, not even a sentence about it in the update tab on Miro's official Discord server. What am I talking about? Aiku got nerfed, or more accurately, rebalanced. And honestly, I think it's one of the better balance changes we've gotten in a while. Now, before we dive in, I just want to quickly ask that you subscribe to the channel and stick around till the end of the video if you enjoy content like this. YouTube really likes it when people engage with videos, so your support helps out a ton. Alright, let's get into it. So, let's talk about the changes. Starting with Aiku's base moveset, his ambush move has been adjusted. Now, you can only use it on your own half of the field. This change instantly reminded me of his old steel move, which also worked only on the defender's half. I think this is a smart move. It limits the kind of spammy, hyper-aggressive playstyle people were abusing. And honestly, the visual noise and sound effects from ambush were getting a little overwhelming. That's just my opinion, though. Another thing with ambush, you now need to be directly facing your opponent for it to activate. That adds another layer of skill to using it effectively. They also tweaked the animation. It seems almost like they reused his old steel animation. And I'm totally fine with that. Less visual clutter, cleaner feedback. Big W in my book. Moving on to Periscope, the second variation of that button. The community's already nicknamed it Rock Lee Tornado from Naruto, and yeah, that's basically what it is. This move didn't really get changed, it's still just as strong, still saves nearly every shot, except for some awakenings maybe, and now has a more reliable reaction when you get tackled mid-air. Supposedly, if someone tries to tackle you mid-periscope, you either trigger an ankle break or can just transition directly into a dribble. That's pretty cool. Now onto his second button. This is where things get a bit more interesting. His old snake shot has been renamed to Snake Clear. And I mean, yeah, technically it's a clear now if you use it from your own half, because it goes farther and hits harder, but the animation and style are still very much like the old snake shot. Still swerving like a cartoon snake and still not a knuckleball like people expected. Personally, I think they should just remove it entirely. It's goofy and doesn't match the canon style of Aiku at all. The second variation here is Slither Step, which might look like another tackle, but it's actually just a short dash like Asagi's dash, but with Aiku's green-purple flare. I'm honestly not sure if this existed before. Let me know in the comments if I just missed it. Either way, if it's new, that puts Aiku at 5 base moves, not counting his awakening, which makes him the character with the most base kit options out of all mythics. Only Sei beats that, and Sei is a world class. Now let's talk about the move that really made Aiku controversial, his territory, officially known as Sixth Sense. This was the most busted part of his kit, the reason people called him broken. It used to save 2 shots in a row. Now, just 1. And maybe, just maybe, it also has a cooldown. I'm not 100% sure on that part, since I haven't been able to unlock him myself, but from the one match I played against him, it felt like there was some kind of delay between activations. If you know for sure, let me know in the comments. Either way, this change alone makes Aiku less of an unkillable wall. Moving into his awakening, unfortunately his snake companions are still those weird Hydra things instead of the red anime-accurate serpent we all want. The devs even ran a poll asking if we liked the Hydras, and most people said no. But nothing's changed yet. Fingers crossed for the future, though. Awakening cutscene hasn't changed either, but his move Basilisk got a visual upgrade. I haven't seen it in-game since I wasn't lucky enough to pull Aiku even after 40 spins, but I've seen footage. It looks gorgeous. Might be one of the best dev animations lately. Still functions the same, but now it just looks way better. As for his Cobra move, the first awakening ability, it still has 2 charges and hasn't been touched, which makes sense. It was balanced to begin with. And then there's Viper, also known as Former Striker. Same powerful animation, but now it has added voice lines where Aiku says that he used to be a striker. Super lore accurate, and I love that. Only thing that bugs me? Why don't they add VFX and voice lines immediately when they drop a style? Like with Nell Bachira, the trailer had voice lines, but the in-game style still doesn't. I just don't get why that keeps happening. Hopefully devs sort that out soon. So that's the full breakdown of the Aiku stealth rework. What they nerfed, what they rebalanced, and what still needs some attention. Overall, I think he's in a healthier place now, but it's kind of wild that a Mythic could still compete or even be better than Don Lorenzo, a world class. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And of course, let's not forget what's coming next, Loki. Yep, that's the next confirmed update. It's been in development for over a month now, and honestly, I've got high hopes. This has to be one of the biggest releases since Don Lorenzo. The devs have had time, so we're expecting clean animations, a good balance of power, and something that doesn't completely break the game. I get that Loki is canonically OP, super fast, flashy and all that, but the team really needs to strike a balance here. Otherwise, it could be another case where people love the visuals but hate actually playing against him. Hopefully the devs cook, but hey, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? And yes, about the Baru rework, I owe you all a massive apology. In my previous video, I mentioned that Baru was getting a proper refresh, new animations, buffs, maybe even a reworked move or two. I was genuinely excited. But after actually playing him and seeing footage, there's nothing. No cutscene changes like Otoya or Hiyori got, no significant move adjustments, nothing really noticeable. And I was confused. Why didn't the devs showcase anything for Baru in the video? Why wasn't he mentioned at all? I feel like I got baited, and in turn, I passed that on to you. This is now the second time this has happened. Remember when they teased a Hiyori rework? They had a whole section on the update board that said Hiyori Refresh for a full week. But right before the update dropped, they delayed it, removed the mention, and said it was just a mistake. That was disappointing. And now with Baru? Same thing. I still love Blue Lock Rivals. Miro and the team have done a lot of great things, but if something is promised, especially in writing, it should be delivered. Or at least communicated transparently, and as one player on the official Discord put it, I think the developers should listen to the players more because most of the updates are things that no one asked for. I see a lot of suggestions about interesting characters like Jin Kiora and Nel Nagi, but they don't do it. They're going to rework the king, even though no one probably asked for it. And that's the thing, if you're not planning to rework a character soon, at least clean up their animations. Reduce the VFX spam. Improve clarity. There are so many amazing suggestions from the community. Let's hope the devs start hearing us more. And that's going to wrap it up for today's video. We went through a lot, from the hidden Aiku balance changes that somehow didn't make it into the official patch notes, to my personal disappointment with Baru's so-called refresh, and of course the excitement building up around the upcoming Loki update. Seriously though, I want to thank every one of you who made it this far into the video. It means a lot. And lastly, were you also expecting more from Baru Refresh? Do you feel like the devs kind of hyped it up and then gave us basically nothing? Let me know if you noticed any actual changes, because I've been watching other creators, reading Discord, and from what I've seen, it just didn't happen. And for the second time too. First it was Hiyori's refresh that disappeared, and now this? Oh, and one more thing. How do you feel about player feedback being implemented into the game? We've seen so many suggestions on Discord that go completely ignored. Things like adding Jin Kiora, Nel Nagi, or just improving animation quality instead of pumping out content nobody asked for. I'd love to see more transparency and alignment with what the community actually wants. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I read every single one, even if I don't always reply right away. Let's hope the next update actually delivers, and until then, stay safe, stay hyped, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.